Are you like everyone else and think all Swift transportation fails are caused by guys like this? Favorite pastime is eating glue and licking windows. Well, in this video, we're gonna talk about why exactly that is. Have you seen things like this, or 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 that, or this, or that, or this, or this? You get the idea. Let's talk about it. First of all, right out of the gate, all you Swifties out there, don't be offended. It's just a joke. Come on. I don't drive for Swift transportation. I never have. I never will. The hat, now I'm introducing the shirt. I know a guy. But why does Swift transportation get such a bad rap? You know, all these Swift transportation fails. There are Instagram accounts that are dedicated to solely Swift fails. You've got acronyms like Stevie Wonder's Institute for Trucking. You've got See What I F Up Today. I mean, there's just, the list goes on and on and on. And, Swift transportation gets such a bad rap, but yet, every single year, they're still allowed to be out here on the roads with us. As a matter of fact, they actually turned up their trucks in the past year and a half. So now they're out there doing 70 miles an hour. Kind of a scary thought, right? Is it though? Is it really? I mean, let's think about this logically. And I tell you what, I'm gonna talk to all the Swift drivers first, because I know you guys clicked on it and I know you guys saw that thumbnail and it's all in good fun. But first of all, the reason why you see all of that is because, quite simply, there's a ton of Swift transportation trucks on the road. There's just a ton. So by numbers, you're gonna see more Swift transportation fails than you are pretty much any other company. They're one of the top companies that are, as far as trucks owned and trucks on the road, they're number one if you discount UPS and FedEx. I've seen UPS and FedEx numbers. I think they include their box trucks and et cetera, all the different types of trucks that they have. So taking UPS and FedEx out of the equation, Swift transportation is number one. So they've got that working against them. That's just law of averages. I mean, that's just numbers. The more trucks you have on the road, the more accidents you're gonna have. I mean, that's pretty plain and simple, right? Number two, they hire new truck drivers, okay? The more new truck drivers you have on staff or, in your fleet, well, the more things that you're gonna screw up, the more things are gonna go wrong. Now, I'm not making excuses for any of them, because really, no matter what, you shouldn't be seeing scenes like this or like that. We won't go down that road again. You get the idea. But you are going to get these types of things, maybe not necessarily on that scale, but it's what's called, it's RAS, it's reticular activation system, or reticular activating system. And what that is when you get programmed by something, or you're looking for something. Let's say that you're interested in buying a new car. And let's just throw a random car out there. Let's say a Honda Accord, like the SI, for instance. That's kind of a particular car. If you're thinking about buying that, or you actually do buy it, well, now your RAS has kicked in. And so your eyes and your brain work together, and vehicles that you might not have seen on the road before, you're now gonna see. You're not gonna see all of the Honda Accord SIs out there, or is it Civic SI? I don't know, whatever. But you're gonna see all of those vehicles out on the roads now, because that RAS has been engaged, and now you're more likely to see it. And this is true for anything in life. Something that you want or desire or have a need for, that's not super rare. I mean, we're not talking about McLarens here, but the more that you seek these things out, the more you're actually going to see them. Whereas if you're, just some random person that, let's say, is a car freak maybe, they may not see that Honda, that SI all the time out there on the road. So that's another reason people are out here. We've been programmed to look at Swift Transportation and think, oh, they're a bunch of dummies. And let's roll that clip one more time. Favorite pastime is eating glue and licking windows. Just a joke, guys, just a joke. But we've been programmed to look at Swift as basically this big crash machine. And, you know, if that was truly the case, they'd already be shut down. You know, with CSA scores these days, you rack up a bunch of points, and it's actually easy to rack up a bunch of points. You rack up a bunch of points, and you're gonna wind up getting shut down. You get put on conditional status first, and then if things don't improve or they get worse, you're out of business. So, you know, also think about it from a business perspective. If they weren't profitable, if they weren't making money out there on the road with these new truck drivers and all these crashes that are going on and all these stupid things that are going on, well, then simply they'd be out of business. Now, is it a factor that their training is just that friggin' bad? You know, is it that they are taking guys with 6 weeks experience and turning those guys into trainers? You know, I don't know what's going on over there. You know, clearly something is going on, because some of these situations, like take this one for example, how does that even happen? I mean, seriously, how does that even happen? That's insane. But yet here we are. Here we are. That's a real picture. That's not photoshopped. So, you know, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on over there, but are they as bad as everybody makes them out to be? No, they're not. Because from a business perspective, it wouldn't make sense for them to actually stay in business. Now, moving on, for you new truck drivers, if you're considering going to Swift, like, is that a bad decision? I would venture to say no, it's not a terrible decision. Assuming that you can't afford to get your CDL on your own, and assuming that there's a terminal that's fairly close to you, you know, under the right circumstances, I would say that, you know, Swift is not a terrible company. Are they then my number one choice? No, I probably wouldn't go there right out of the gate. However, it's not a bad choice. You know, it's really not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. In fact, they have drivers that have been there for decades. Yes, multiple decades. So, you know, if they were that bad, those guys wouldn't be there anymore. They wouldn't have any old hands over there anymore. You know, I'm sure that they could possibly use some revamping in the things that they do, probably their training. But when you're working on profit and you're thinking about pennies, then you kind of have to crank things out. It has to be this well-oiled machine. And I'm sure that they've had people come in that are analysts that, you know, have gone through, you know, all their different processes and fine-tuned everything and turned it into this kind of money machine that is known as Swift Transportation. So, you know, it's not a bad company. Is it the best company? No. Can they be utilized as a tool to get your CDL, to get your experience, to get you out here? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, I look at Swift Transportation drivers. They're professional drivers. You know, they're out here. They're the same as me. I mean, you know, it's that simple. I don't look down upon them. I don't give them too much crap. I certainly, you know, yeah. I know that clip was funny. Matter of fact, let's just roll that one more time. Favorite pastime is eating glue and licking windows. I know that's funny, but, you know, at the same time, I treat them with respect. I don't look down upon them if I see them in the truck stops or they're out here on the road just because they're wearing one of these or they're wearing one of these. So, you know, but everybody likes a good joke. And since that's an easy target, that's a target that we all like to play with and have fun. Well, a little while ago, I created a rap, and I think it's pretty funny. So what I'll do is I'll link that right up there, and I'll put that in the top comment down below, and you guys can go check that out. I put the lyrics up. I put the lyrics in the video for you. It actually gets good about 2/3 of the way through. That's probably the best verses are towards the end, of course. You can go check that out. I am going to be making that video, so all you Swifties that gave that thumbs down, you know, all you guys that are butthurt that can't take a joke, get over it. Get over it. I don't care. If you can't laugh at yourself, if you can't laugh at life, then I don't know what to tell you, but I'm out here to try to have a good time and live life happy. But anyway, I appreciate you sticking around. Thanks for listening. Swift's not so bad, so, you know, try not to give them such a hard time. But all you Swift transportation guys, just remember,
it's only a joke, it's not a winner, so don't take it so hard.